it has just been this phenomenal journey. And I'm so glad that I switched over to the industry of artificial intelligence because the possibilities, as you've seen with your business, making the pivot are endless. Like this technology is growing so fast, so rapidly that new opportunities are arriving every single week.
Yeah. And I think the interesting thing about the AI marketplace, and I've talked about this on this show, is that we have not yet seen what AI truly can do. You know, when you think about what ChatGPT does, and you see a lot of these startups and tech companies that are coming out there, you know, in essence, all they're really doing is just creating, you know, iterations of these, you know, of AIs like ChatGPT. But true entrepreneurism in the AI marketplace, and I don't want to downplay anybody that's been doing this for a long time, because there's a lot of companies that have been out there 6, 7, 8, 10 years doing it. But when ChatGPT exposed the average entrepreneur, the average person looking for ideas, to what AI could do back in November, that got us all starting to think about what could we do as entrepreneurs in this marketplace. And it happened with you and I, right? We start going at it. We start going, wait a second, what if we could do this? And then we started building something. Then we put some cash together. Then we got a development team. And then we got a first version of it. And we went, that's really cool. And then we started talking to customers, and customers are like, could you do this? And we're like, that isn't what we built, but we could do that, you know? So now we've pivoted and we've moved in a different direction. So the reality is that you won't see the product you and I are working on till first quarter of next year.
Yeah.
And there's tens of thousands of other ones that are the same thing. The true innovative models where people had to iterate on it, work it through, raise some cash, put it together, test it in the marketplace, find the use cases. Nobody's even looking at that stuff yet. That stuff is completely off the radar. Yeah. And I think there's a real opportunity there. I think there's a big opportunity for AI. And I think this time next year, we're going to be in a completely different place than where we are today.
In November, when I first decided to fully commit to the AI space, there was about 170 AI tools commercially available to consumers, to people like you and me. Truth of the matter is AI has been around for decades, since the 60s really is when it kind of started really picking up, at least the term AI. But it was only available to Fortune 500 companies. It was only available to university labs. It wasn't a thing that most people could get access to. Last time I checked, last month, there's over 7,000 AI tools available B2C. For consumers. So this technology is really just taking over the entire, like it's here to stay. I think that's what a lot of people haven't officially realized or acknowledged, because truth of the matter, like I'll address the name AI Daddy really quick. AI Daddy came from me testing 20 different names with 50 people. And I had all sorts of different reactions. And I found one name that like 70, 80% of the people I tested the name with said, that's the one you have to go with. And I was about to, but then I looked a little bit closer and I realized all 50 of them laughed or smiled, had some emotional reaction to the name AI Daddy. There's two kinds of people in the AI space right now. Those who are the early adopters in any industry and any new technology. Saying 10% is an exaggeration, right? But it's the people who are excited for this technology and see the opportunity. The other 90, 80% of the people are those who are terrified. I've questioned and surveyed a lot of people. The first thing that comes to mind for most people is Terminator. Is that it's going to take your job, is that it's going to take over the world, it's going to become sentient. I can't give a talk about artificial intelligence without having at least one person ask me, when is it going to take over the world? And the truth of the matter is, you know, I want to address those myths right now because they're real concerns. Like we all have them. So
we're all afraid of what we don't know and what we don't understand. You know?
So it is going to take over your job. but it's not gonna replace you in the sense that you think there's a robot that's just gonna replace your job. It's actually gonna replace the tasks that you have to do. The job is still gonna be intact and it's gonna transform. One of the most common sayings in the AI space right now is AI isn't gonna replace you. It's a person using artificial intelligence that's gonna replace you.
Yeah, Mike Harushka talks about this on this show. Augmented individuals.
Yeah.
The future is augmentation. The future is, listen, and I've talked about it on the show before, right? This is augmentation. Like we're all carrying around augmentation right now.
Yeah.
I remember growing up as a kid, if you wanted to find out information, you either had to get your mom to take you to the library, or if you were rich enough, which we weren't, you owned encyclopedias and you could go look at 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old data. But now we've got this access. We are augmented today. This is just another level of augmentation.
Exactly.
You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the process fixer. Help you see the bigger picture. Derrick Maines is the elixir, cutting waste away like scissor. Woo! Got a problem, he can solve it. He's an expert with the process, so for sure you'll see a profit. Bottom line profit. Analyze the work your people doing every day. Expose the inefficiencies getting in the way. Advise you how to automate, outsource, abbreviate, eliminate, innovate. Now there's more food up on your dinner plate.